Quack, 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 quack. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the third installment of the PondCast. Your usual band of misfits here. Myself, Light VAP, Kuro, and Milk and Cookies. Gonna be talking a bit more today about stuff that we have played in, stuff we are gonna play in, and stuff that we may or may not play in. But first, shout out to Steelmold, CranKy Steelmold, for spreading his caster wings in a way, branching out.
Something that's pretty. I don't know. I think it's pretty exciting that Steel is kind of being recognized by other people, like in our community, and he's getting to cast on other streams on actual tournaments with pro players and stuff like that.
He actually joined the Proxy Tempest EU casting team, and he's regularly casting EU Opens now. Usually joined by Azelis. Like she was the one who approached him about casting. Like she really liked her. Like from what she said, she basically watched him casting her games on Duckling Open, and she enjoyed it enough that she was like that she has to use the talent. She has to get him.
She's scattered.
This is an opportunity. We gotta poach him before somebody else steals him.
So how many LE jokes have you made so far?
None.
Whoa!
None. Like
what?
Look, that's an SEO exclusive.
Yep.
I think
It
they
was in
called
his
him
contract. Probably.
They might be paying him.
After Latin epidemic.
Epidemic.
Yep.
Oof. That's why Grizzly didn't play in MSO. Steel, please.
No, but like he keeps like SDO jokes to SDO. But what I will say, like I watched the cast, and in general, it seems pretty professional. Like I don't want to say professional because that's not exactly what I mean, but like I've watched Steel casting since the very beginning because he joined at Duckling Open 2. And I don't think he ever casted StarCraft before. Like he played obviously, but he didn't cast StarCraft. And like through this time, like I see improvement in his casting like itself.
Yeah.
Like his game knowledge obviously got better because he's seen more games and so on. But also like he's a very valuable production person. Like he always keeps his head cool and like has the production handled, and like he doesn't like panic when something doesn't work. He does worry too much, but he doesn't panic, and like he always has everything organized.
Contingency plans.
Yeah, and I think like it really helps him out. Like I think he may be like a really good caster in the future, like for real.
See you at BlizzCon soon.
Because he's casting with Azelis, and we know that Azelis casts. She doesn't just cast Proxy Tempest; she casts a lot of OSC stuff as well. Because Steel now has that connection, like it's possible that we'll see him cast more OSC events.
I mean, that will be interesting.
Especially because something with OSC is that they are looking for more casters and more admins. That's the thing that's stopping them from doing more tournaments because they want to. Like they have things planned, they just don't have enough people to like organize everything. They need more casters, they need more admins. And like Steel, he could do that. Like he could end up getting introduced to that through Azelis as well, which would be pretty cool.
Then we get more OSC tournaments and more OSC points.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to play in them.
We're putting it on you. Pinning all my hopes on you, Steel.
No, but like I'm really glad to see like one of the Ducklings, advance in ranks.
Yeah, like we're getting better at the game, and Steel is getting better at casting, right? Like
Yeah,
It's
pretty
pretty cool.
much. No, like he just found a role for himself, like, and he feels it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I said,
sure.
like he's a really good co-caster for like a person who's also streaming, because like for example, also like when Aziz is casting, she's also like streaming the thing and like setting everything up, and like I would say he's a good co-caster for a person like that because he always like he thinks about everything like in very organized way, and like he will always remind you that you didn't set something up and stuff like that, and like not in an annoying way, but like he just he doesn't get so stressed out by the production things. It seems he gets upset about the Blizzard interface, but other than that, like he's really helpful in a broadcast.
Has he brought that up in Proxy Tempest or?
Yes.
Nice. That's
man,
a
we're
Steel
gonna-
exclusive, not an SDO exclusive.
We're gonna have to like put the drinking game to Proxy Tempest also.
We may.
Yeah. Ooh.
But yeah, like you kind of just briefly mentioned it, but Aslis in a way kind of reminds me of you, but like different in that
Sure.
when it comes to Proxy Tempest, when it comes to OSC, when it comes to her streams, she does a lot of it herself, and she's done a lot of it herself, where there'd be days where she casts Proxy Tempest and it's just her streaming, her adminning,
Yeah.
and casting, like everything at once.
She also
And there have been times in the past where because of that, like Terran Lord or Phoenix Tears will jump in and help her cast, right? And that's like
also
what their
she
goal
does
is to give her a break.
Yeah, she does like the Masters Cup things, which is, because it's around robin groups, like those cuts go like really long and stuff.
Yeah.
So she has a lot of experience with that.
Yeah. So it's just really cool that Steel is also jumping in to help as well. Like it's not just Steel, it's Terran Lord and Phoenix Tears. Like whenever they can, they also help her cast.
Yeah, Terran Lord also is like doing stats for Proxy Tempest now, and like he's the information fairy, as they call it, for Proxy Tempest.
I'm sorry, the what?
Yeah, his
That's
the
a formula.
information fairy apparently.
That's
Oh,
what
Formula
Steel
for a
calls me.
successful tournament. Yeah, as I said, that's a formula. Every
Yeah,
group needs one information fairy. They need what else do they need? One guy that does everything, the guy that reminds people, the reminder bot. Yeah.
No, but once again, like I feel like it's kind of again like related to the community that like people help each other out. Like the Phoenix Tears are helping Azelis, and now Azelis is casting with Steel as well, and like she found Steel like on our server and stuff, and like the community is developing.
So come to a server to find good talent.
We have all this talent that we can sell. Bros
and
are
that's something that I hope you provide a link for, Curious. Recently Terran Lord has been making blog posts about Proxy Tempest and about up and coming players as well. Like this is a fairly recent thing, like maybe in the past month and a half he started blog
like
posts. But yeah, he's doing them fairly frequently. It's something that people should take a look at.
Yeah,
sure.
I do like featuring like the less known players. Like he's focusing on the players that you don't really see in like offline events all that much, but like they are playing regularly and often even getting like good results, but like just not many people hear about them. And I do like that.
For sure. Sure.
Yeah.
So speaking of cranky clan members, getting better at what they're focusing on. Something that I really wanted to touch on is Yaku.
Mm-hmm.
Yaku. You are promoted recently.
Yeah, and I dropped.
But you got promoted.
Wow.
Promoted, and that's what matters.
Nice.
Wait,
No, seriously.
Hmm?
How'd you get dropped? I've never seen anyone get demoted.
I didn't get demoted, but the MMR went down.
MMR
Oh,
went down.
okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about
Yeah.
how maybe a year ago you were in silver,
Yeah.
I was
right?
in exactly 1 year ago. I was Silver 3, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Like a year ago you were in silver 3, and now you're in plat 2. Like, and you're getting better. And I don't know. I'm just
Road to
That is why.
Diamond.
That is why whenever we talk about it, I do mention that like Yaku like is improving pretty fast.
I mean, it's about time. I'm running out of slices of bread.
It's true. We did talk about this before the show. Milk is literally running out of bread. Yaku, please.
No, but like I think the practice session
starving.
did help a lot, but also like in general, like having a group of people to play with is usually like motivational.
Yep. Keeps morale up.
Yeah.
Nobody says about like the fact that I advanced to gold 2. Come on.
Hey, high fives all around. That was a while ago now.
I mean,
Nobody appreciates.
You need to tweet about it. Tweet about it. Let people know.
Hey guys, I got gold 2. I still suck.
You're practicing more.
Did a
Practicing more.
retrospective. Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm planning to like try and practice more often nowadays. I am hoping to do like regular streams once a week. I don't know how
Can't
long,
wait.
but I will try to like keep them quite regular. Obviously, like with all the production work I do, it's not easy to have a stream on as well, but I will see what I can do about it. And like we all need some practice because of our next plans,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Take us through it, Captain Light.
Yes, so last season, we talked about this on the PondCast. We played in Alpha SC2 Team League, which I really like the format of, but we kind of struggled, and the reason for that is that it's full of diamond players. And when we played, Milk and I were the only regular diamond players available. Kronos was busy with studying and with work. Blisk was only available in the beginning,
In the
and then he went on a
forest.
trip. Yeah, he's lost like in the woods somewhere.
Please
Blisk.
some help. Any information you find.
Yeah, and Kata and Yaku stepped up and they played, which was really good on them. But they were kind of outmatched, right? Because every week they would go up against diamond players, which was pretty rough. So this season instead, we're going to be playing in Validity Star League Season 2, VSL.
Mm-hmm. Not the one in StarCraft 2 visual novel, not the one that they did last year? No, 2 years ago.
I thought we were playing
Which
in the
was an actual
visual
thing.
novel. What? That's what you said, Jakub.
I'm gonna become Animu. Yeah.
There's a lot of VSLs
We're not
nowadays.
enough
Yeah.
But
go on.
yeah, we're going to be playing in
The
VSL
CranKy
Season
Duckling
2.
visual novel. Yep, we're gonna do that. The way it works is all kill format, where the first 2 players in your lineup have to be the platinums, and then the later 2 diamond.
Yeah, specifically, it's the first 2 players have to be at most platinum, so gold players can play as well.
Oh,
And if the team doesn't have a platinum or below player available, then it's walkover, right? So they forfeit that game. And then after the platinum players go through, then it's diamond 3 to 2. So I wouldn't be able to play in that, but Milk or Kronos could play in that. You have to be diamond 3 or diamond 2 to play in that. And then after that, it's diamond 1. So it's kind of like
who announced that? It's diamond 1 Light.
So basically, Light is gonna be our ace every time, huh?
Well,
but
there's potential for all kills.
Yeah, you could all kill before that. Like,
Yeah, Yaku, I hope you all kill.
I'm actually
he's
waiting
got a
for
build
the day.
prepared.
have several.
Like
Which
the one
is
versus
actually
Fury.
one build.
Like the one versus Fury.
Yes. So here's hoping it doesn't become another one where we both do the same build. And
Yeah, because fun fact, if you guys didn't know, like Yaku learned one of his beats from Fury,
the
and
hashtag Singapore meta.
then
Or at
he
least the
played
original
him
one.
in the tournament recently, and they both proxy reaped each other.
Yeah. Now they know. But yeah, the original hashtag Singapore meta was a proxy, not even a proxy at the time. Nowadays it's a proxy, but back at the time it was 3Rex Reaper. I took it and I called it the Singapore meta, but Fury is actually Australian, so
Close enough.
you know.
Yeah, so when does the VSL start?
I don't think there's a set date, but it starts in either a week or two. Not entirely sure when, but by the time the next podcast episode airs, we should already be started.
Soon TM.
Soon, yeah.
Yeah, as always, like all the matches will be announced on our Twitter and Discord.
Yep, so look this one.
Like, really, like Discord is the most important source of information about CranKy Ducklings because that's basically where we spend a lot of time, and like that's where we discuss a lot of things, and obviously all of the announcements go there. So if you want to follow the news both about the organization and the clan, you should join our Discord. We do have
Discord booked up.
Yeah, we do have the
Just
news
like
from
it.
clan and news from organization separated, if that's bothering you too much. If you don't want to hear the Gold League stories about someone trying to play in a tournament and getting wrecked in the first round, but if you do, feel free.
Look, Gold League lives matter, okay?
And before we move on too much, another difference between VSL and Alpha is that Alpha was a European focused team league, and VSL is an NA focused team league. So that should be better for Milk and for Yaku and I when it comes to scheduling.
Yeah, and then do we have to play at 1 a.m. now? Like me and Kata.
Roles are reversed.
I did not approve that.
That's how it works.
No, but
I have to
it's okay.
suffer. It's now time for you to suffer. Like,
That's how the pendulum works.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally towards the end of our ASTL lineup, we only had like one European, being Kata.
Yeah.
Of course, we had Seal and Kuro who were like doing the cast and stream as well, but you know.
Yeah, I didn't play even a single game in Alpha because obviously, like, I wasn't on the level. And that is why, like, that is part of why I do want to, like, ladder more. To see what I can do.
We're getting the montage ready. We're gonna get all the Rocky music in.
I mean, last time I said, hey guys, I want to join practice. They just made me go through the gym. I was playing everybody, like, one after another. If anyone's interested, I beat Kata, and that's my achievement.
that is actually true. She did beat Kata.
In a mono battle.
In a mono battle. That was not a mono battle, but I like Hydras.
It was a convincing win, alright? Like, it's still a win.
Yeah, it's a win. I'm gonna brag about it because of my rivalry with Kata. I couldn't beat Yaku though. And that bothers me a bit.
Thanks, Simba.
I mean, Yaku is Plat 2 now, right?
Yeah, like, Jesus, guys, you put me versus a guy who's a whole league above me. Wow.
Does that put Yaku higher than Kata now?
Yeah.
I think so.
Kata's Plat 3.
But the roles have changed, haven't they? Like, Yaku used to be the one, like, the lowest rank.
I lost to Kuro before.
He did. Multiple times. Though my favorite win versus Yaku is still the one in ZVZ though.
Oh.
That was the most beautiful win.
That
The mindfuck was real.
Is yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We didn't
Moving
really mention
on.
it. We
The
didn't really
drama.
mention when we talked about Yaku getting promoted, but also a lot of that is thanks to Milk for being
It is,
our
actually.
coach and for also his Milk's main race is Terran and Yaku's Terrans. He's able to help Yaku a lot when it comes to his play.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna focus on Kata now when we do practice.
Sounds good. I just want to say, since that tip you gave me of like use 8-ish minutes as a benchmark and then check how many workers you have, and if it's not 60-ish, make a bunch. That is useful.
Also, by the way,
I haven't made less than 68 workers when I played.
speaking of that, I don't know if you know, guys, but Yaku is gonna be really buff.
Oh, yeah, we made a thing where, because, when I play Terran, I don't make SCVs because, Meal's too strong. But if by the end of the game, if I'm on 3 bases and I don't build 65 at least, 1 push-up per SCV, and there was one game where I only made like 38, so...
Yep, Yaku is gonna be buff after those trainings.
But only my arms.
Yep, nothing else.
Moving on.
Moving on. Something we career kind of mentioned was you mentioned the Fury build, right? Where Yaku played against, or I think I actually showed Yaku a replay about
You did,
Fury
because I was like trying to find cheese builds to go up against Kata, and you were like, here's a build, because I was too lazy to research my own builds.
Yeah, and for a while, Yaku and we've been playing in C weeklies, not as much recently, but we try and play in them, to play against other people from our region. And
one day, we'll get to play against me or Micah.
I've already played against him. I've played against him before.
Does he know though about the Miyamaika build from you? I mean, I did tweet at him about Miyamaika build, so he does know. But
yeah, he might know. He might.
Oh yeah, you told him Light's learning from you, and then he's teaching me, and he was like,
that was the villa. No, because Light won an SDO then, I think, and Miyamaika tweeted that's impressive.
Yeah.
And we were like,
that was like
Steph, I
second
noticed him.
SEO wing.
But I'm mentioning this because Yaku and I are going to have a chance to play against Fury and Miyamaika and other Asiatic players this weekend. Yeah, and Blisk. Because this weekend are the WCS Austin ANZ/OCE Open Qualifiers.
/C.
There's slash everything. It's just
yeah. I will mention though there are open qualifiers for North America and Europe as well. I will link the article below. Hopefully by the time this podcast is released, it will still be before the qualifiers, but
literally 1 hour before.
But yeah, there are open qualifiers for each region, so you can try signing up for those. I don't think there is a special requirement in level or anything.
But C's the best one though.
Yeah, obviously.
So Yaku and I are going to be playing in that. Yeah, Lumia is also going to be playing in that. For the last qualifiers, Salavanth played in it. I don't know if he's going to be playing in this one.
That's for Leipzig, I think.
Yeah, for Leipzig.
Leipzig.
I'm probably going to message Starduck and Mini Titan and other ANZ players, and we'll see how many we can get in here.
I mean, it's always an experience, right? That's different kind of experience playing an actual WCS tournament instead of just an online thing.
Amateur and then see how far you go.
Yeah, because all the players here they're all regulars, but they aren't all masters. We have Ice, who's I think he's Masters 3. There's Erebus Black,
right?
Erebus is
he's
Diamond 3 or Plat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not very high, but there are obviously a lot of pro players, but some of them are not. like everybody is just trying the chance like to see,
Yeah.
just to see how it goes. Like it's not as much about like the result, but like just for the experience, or just to meet other players, because like StarCraft community, like the player community, is generally quite welcoming, and it's just pretty fun to hang out around those guys. And like if you play those tournaments regularly, like they start to recognize you and stuff, and like it's really cool to be part of that community. Also, I
Yeah.
see that Eddie is playing.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
he
playing.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Anansi is gonna be playing. Vaj is gonna be playing.
Yeah.
Like the ANZ casters, they're all playing. And yeah, when talking about like how close the community is, like I'd say that's especially true for the ANZ community. Like that's why there's also ANZ Pro League. Like there are a lot of ANZ and OCE players and everyone knows each other. And even Yaku, I don't know if we got to talk about this, but like Yaku met up with Blisk a while back as well. Like all the
Blisk,
Singapore.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
all the
and
Singapore
Alexa,
players. Elucer was in there. That was
Yeah,
when
there was, like, the
NXT decided to
Singapore-
come in.
Yeah,
And that
it
was
was like
like-
a Singapore meetup.
I didn't know any of those guys except for Elusuri. And Elusuri and I talked like twice or three times before then. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you're from Singapore. Get in." And I was like, "Okay, sure."
Yaku
Yeah.
is just that famous, okay?
I'm kind of a big deal around here.
Yeah,
so.
they needed a star for that meeting, so they reached out to
know.
us if we can send them a star. So we didn't
And
want
that's
to
true,
agree at
Fred.
first because but
My
that's fine.
schedule is just.
Yeah, his schedule is kind of tough, but like we found some time. We found some time to set our star.
I'm a fucking celebrity. Get the hell out.
Putting Yaku in his place.
Don't make me
But
pull out
yeah.
the plan.
Yeah, that's this Sunday. This Sunday we're gonna be playing at 9 a.m. KST. So it's gonna be in the morning for us. If we don't sleep in, Yaku don't sleep in.
Oh, I'm just gonna pull an all-nighter.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
That's terrible. It's getting worse.
Yeah, that feeling when it's time for the EU practice, which is like early morning for Yaku, and I'm like, yeah, Yaku, what's up? And he's like, yeah, I just came back from like a marathon of co-op with Princess. I'm like, that's not what you do at night, Yaku. What the fuck?
It's not. What else is there to do at night?
Our pug, our poor pug.
Yeah, I think that's all we have for upcoming things for
Yeah,
CranKy
for
Clan
now.
member.
Oh no.
Follow us on Twitter for updates on all
Yes.
these events.
Yeah, we will be tweeting about all of
Hello.
these. So yeah, shall we move on to our recent
We
results?
shall.
Starting with
On
the
to-
Duckling Open 20.
Yep. Something. Well, a couple of points, but we had our, excluding Lumia, our first Royal Roader, I believe. Or
I mean, Blisk
No,
was
it's
also
Cellophane.
a Royal Roader, wasn't he?
no, I think he.
I think the first time he signed up, Blisk won.
Yeah.
But
oh, yeah. I
anyway,
thought
but
he
anyway.
came in second.
But anyway, yeah, we did have a new player from Germany, and Trevor just, he signed up the first time for the tournament, and he just straight up won it. So,
Yeah.
Pretty well.
He played against you first, Milk. I know it's been like 2 weeks since then, but do you remember how he played or?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he plays two styles. Standard, and if he wins standard, he'll play another standard game. He'll play standard until he loses. And then when he loses, he cheeses you.
so basically the most typical
Sounds
psychology
done.
of a player.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because
so you
most-
had
most
two
players-
standard games.
Yeah, because
To
most
be fair,
players
that-
play like that. If they lose, they start cheating because like they're scared that they're not gonna make it.
I mean,
Unless you can, and just cheese every game.
4 Ravagers walking to your base isn't fun.
It's pretty
Alright.
scary, yeah.
But yeah, he plays pretty well. I don't think he's like super comfortable against mech players.
Who
and
is?
hence why I won when I played against him. But against bio players, he's pretty good. I'll give him that.
I was about to say, so did you lose the game you played bio and then you won the
Yeah.
game you played mech?
Yeah.
Fucking mech. Ugh. Ugh.
Ugh.
Gross.
Gross.
I mean, he did have the same score as me when he played against Volticus. So, and Volticus plays
Yeah.
bio.
That's true. That's
You
true.
know,
Mm.
so I'm pretty
I wouldn't
sure
mind.
What's that?
I wouldn't mind maybe getting a hand on those replays.
Oh, don't worry, I'll send it to you. Wait, you have the fucking
You
replay.
already- you have
he
all
has
of them,
all of
right?
them.
I meant
Make
the
sure that
Volticus
people send
versus the Volticus versus Rava.
I mean, you
replays.
still have all of them because
Still have
you're the
all
one
of them.
managing replays.
Yeah. I meant
Alright.
the cast together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yes. We have to
Are
get
people
around to
not
do
doing
that.
Replays? Do we have to cut them out of the SDO? Is this what's happening here?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching them at some point.
Mm.
I had to see how those games went. For
I
sure.
think those were on the last patch, though.
Might have.
True. Damn it.
These are why.
Stop patching. Stop fixing your game.
Stop fixing
Stop.
the game, yeah.
Stop making it better.
Literally killing esports.
God damn it, Blizzard.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, our first Royal Rotor. And he played pretty
Excellent.
well.
Third? What?
Of the year.
First of the
Oh,
year,
first of the
okay.
year.
First of the year.
Okay, first of the year.
Okay.
And he made it to the finals and played against you, Light. How's that?
Yeah, I was not feeling great that day. As you can
Mhm.
see, like
Out of form, you know.
my journey to the finals was kind of shaky. I did make it to the finals, but each series I dropped the map. They were kind of close. But yeah, I made it to the finals to play against Rava in a ZVZ, and ZVZ isn't my best matchup. I keep saying that, but I keep beating Chadman in the finals. But still.
At least you're not start. At least you don't have to play them all
Your
the time.
ZVC is fine, you say.
It's okay. I had Milk actually look at one of the replays, if you remember,
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
uh,
You kept throwing
the-
lings at him.
yeah, the 2 games that I won, I just Ling Baned him to death. In the 3 games that I lost, like he just like walled up hard and went and played really defensive on 2 base and got out like roaches and then hydras and then lurkers like faster than I could. I just really need to work on that transition from Ling Bane into roaches. And it's
No.
yeah, it's
Play
kind
like
of hard,
true.
especially because play like true. Because recently we've been practicing a lot together, like as a clan. But Milk's main race is Terran, and maybe because of that, ZVT is probably my strongest matchup. I've gone toe to toe with Lumia and other Master 3 players because of that. Like I'm really confident in my ZVT. But when it comes to my other matchups are really lacking. And that's like what's holding me back the most.
Yeah, I would say, by the way, that's really interesting. Like, apart from our clan, like, having the distribution that it has, all the people who are subbing and joining our practice sessions are Terran. Please, guys, we need different races.
Terran confirmed most generous race or something.
You
Yeah,
should
no.
you should give my waifu a sub.
Oh my. I mean,
Oh
shouldn't
my.
you get
I
her
don't know
to
who
sub?
she is. I mean, like, it's the
I'll think about
sponsors,
it.
so.
Next SDN, Milk's gonna win and then gift a sub to Sinner.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, last time we talked about how our community. It's really cool how our community are really close, and they're always like jumping up to help practice together and stuff like that. And but for whatever reason, when it comes to us, it is all the Terran players like Phoenix, Terran Lord, Volticus, Lumia, like just all these
And
Terran
don't
players.
get us wrong, like we really appreciate it. It's just that like
Yeah,
it's always Terrans, and like there was
Switch rate.
there was that one time when we were like, yeah, come on in, like we can take another person to practice, and they're like, but you're Terran as well, and we have all Terrans for practice today.
For Phoenix.
Just don't get me wrong, like I love ZVT, so I'm okay with it. But when it comes to working on our other matchups, like we need some diversity.
Which is
Come
why
to
you
our
should
channel.
sub to our Twitch channel to get access to the CranKy Duckling practice sessions.
Please pay us for helping us.
Yes. The privilege to help us.
Yeah.
Or if you're struggling against Terran, subscribe and play against all the Terrans.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Terran
That's how we
show.
should advertise it. If you're Struggle versus Terran, just come because we have a bunch of Terrans
Mm-hmm.
from all
Starduck,
skill
sub.
levels.
If you,
Yeah,
Starduck, you want to stop playing against Zerg, sub. You can play
That's how
against
you do
Terran.
it. Oh man.
Yeah, mentioning Starduck, our poor Starduck is always playing ZVZs. That's already a running joke now. Like
And the one time he didn't say.
every time he plays, he just gets all the ZVZs. The one time he got a random, the random rolled ZVZ twice. And for
And
the
then one
Duckling
time-
Open 20, he didn't sign up. I don't remember. I think he forgot or something. And there were only 3 Zergs.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
even worse was the next week, Master Swan, only 1 Zerg.
Yeah, there's
forgot to
literally
sign
1
up.
Zerg and Starduck missed it. It was just so sad. But I bet if he signed up for the Master Swan, he would still hit that 1 Zerg. Like that's just Starduck lag.
Yeah. See Duckling Open. More like CVC Duckling Open.
I mean, we also had TVT Swan Open, so I guess it balances out.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't know, what we're talking about is we started a new tournament last week. It's a monthly tournament called Master Swan Open. If you didn't guess by the name, it's open to Masters players, Masters 3 and Masters 2 players. Check your MMR. We have a specific MMR cap, not league cap. And that's how we check players to make sure there's no smurfs or, to keep the tournament kind of balanced. But yeah, that was last Friday. And Milk, you casted that tournament, right?
Yeah. It was so tiring.
Yeah, I will put a disclaimer. Milk casted the tournament from 3 to like 6 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
Look, so I was looking at the bracket, right? And I didn't notice this until just recently. The tournament was literally split. The top half was all Terran,
Yep.
and the bottom half was just all Protoss.
Yep.
And
The
I
brackets
don't
are
know how
random,
that
by the
happened.
way.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
But
Blame
look at the
Random.
balance. We actually had Terran versus Protoss in the finals. Beautiful balance.
Hashtag bounce game.
That's how it was going to turn out, though, right?
Do you
All
call it
Terrans at the
balance?
top.
Because
I don't know what about Zerg though. But
sorry.
But yeah,
no,
I just wanted to mention that like the reason why we went for MMR cap is because firstly it's simply easier to check MMR than tier. I don't know if there is a service that gives you tiers right now. And also why is it for 9? It's because we looked at the tiers like on each server and they're actually very different. Like Master 2 cap on Korea, for example, is 5.2, and on Europe it's 4.9, I think, or something like that. So like, I think it's 4.9. I don't remember. But
Europe
like,
is like 5. It's like 5.
yeah, but like the thing is like that the caps on each server are very different, so we just tried to like kind of balance it out, and like 4.9 was just the closest value we could think of that would make sense in a way. So that's why we went with that.
What does 4.9 translate to for NA?
Master 2.
NA.
And that's Masters too.
Yeah. Is that still Masters 2?
Yes.
I mean, they're all 4.9 is Masters 2 across all regions, except for some regions it's like low Masters 2, and for others it's high Masters 2.
I'm not sure about
okay.
Korea.
Yeah.
I think for Korea it's actually lower.
Yeah, that's why I said some low and some high. Like it varies across all the regions. That's why we ended up picking 4.9 because that was like in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like we didn't want to go too high because obviously the point is like to have the amateur players and not like the lower level pros or something. So
Yeah, go to See Weekly for that.
Yeah. I mean, there is Platy Pro, which is for people who haven't earned certain amount. I don't remember what it is. 8,000.
Yeah, it's 8,000.
Yeah. So like that's for the like lesser known players, I guess. And like our is more towards the amateur people.
But yeah, Milk, how were the games for MSA? You haven't really talked much about them.
When I
I
was
heard you got a new build.
I did get a new build. I haven't tried it out yet. Because when I played a Biogenesis today, I was playing against a Protoss player. So it
Really?
didn't get to work out. But we pretty much just ran the Lumia hype train because he was the only game that we were able to cast. Everyone else was just
Also,
rushing their games.
He's
Yes.
also the
it's
king of
Lumia,
SDA.
So yeah.
Yeah, I would say I do
Best
like
winner,
that Lumia
first
got
one to
second
get 3
place.
wins.
Like I do like that Lumia
First one
managed
to
to
get
reach the
Masters.
final, like of the first Master Stone. I was kind of hoping he would win simply
Everyone was
because
so
like
hyped.
yeah, because it would go like full circle from winning the first SDO to winning the first MSO. But like a final is like still a good result, and I'm glad he got that far.
Yeah, he played well. It's just Vince's had our other finalists, the Protoss player had a few more cheekier builds than Lumia did. Like, to be honest, Lumia's biggest problem is worker scouting. If he got worker scouted, his build is done. That was it. And he had very specific builds for maps, and if the worker scout came at the right time and bothered him just a little bit, it screwed him over.
And there was also kind of like a meme going on throughout the tournament, which was Lumia always picking Abiogenesis,
Yes.
right?
The only Terran that does, and he's
Yeah,
like, oh
Lumia-
yeah, it's a fun map. And it's like, why?
Lumia has that Cyclone build in TVT on Abiogenesis, and like yeah, after we saw the Cyclone build like once or twice, and like we see him pick Abio again, and it's like, yeah, it's a fun map, isn't it? And we're like,
Like, I mean, it's a good build if he doesn't get worker scouted. That's the thing. It's literally like a worker scout will deny that build or even delay that build like a good minute, and that much time is like important for that build specifically.
Yeah. And it isn't just that, you know, he likes that build, like he just likes that map in general. Like he even played it against me. Like he didn't do that build, but he picked Abiogenesis.
That's because he was Zerg.
Because yeah, he just really enjoys that map. For some reason. But yeah.
Can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throwback to back in the first Duckling Open when we did the replay review, and Light was like, yeah, no, I still think Terran Lord is stronger than Lumia, the better player. And then they played.
I
and
still
then they had a
think that.
rematch.
Yeah, I still think that. Like Milk can attest to this. Like I
What?
could have won. I could have won the my series against Lumia if I just wasn't awful.
Sharon Lord has
It was
better
close. It was
TBC,
close.
maybe.
To be fair, Lumia went to the dentist like recently, and so he's still recovering.
That's true. It's very true.
You know, he's not at his prime.
For sure. I was also going to mention that Lumia was he wasn't very confident coming into this tournament. Because it's not just that he was at the dentist. Like in general, he recently went to China as well. He just hasn't been playing StarCraft as much recently.
And he got to the finals.
He was just rusty in general. But he pulled it through. Made it to the finals.
It also comes down to the fact that he was one of the people talking about how master players get demotivated because there's nothing to play for them.
Yeah.
And he was one of the people who fall into that.
Yeah, he was like, you either sign up for the opens where you get crushed by pros, or you get locked out of the like diamond max stuff.
I mean, he did try playing tournaments like OSC stuff and like things like that, but it just wasn't the same. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just Lumia. Like a lot of players have talked about that. Like Terran Lord as well, Salavan. Yeah. Like it can just be very demotivating to get promoted to Masters 3 because then you get locked out of all the diamond tournaments and then there's nothing for you. So that's one of the reasons why we made this tournament to begin with was for those players, for the Masters 3 and 2 players that aren't good enough to play in like Passioncraft or in the other open to GM player tournaments, and they're too good to play in diamond tournaments. There just wasn't anything for that like section of players.
Yeah, that's something I always say that like was really funny to me, because when we announced like that Master Swan Open is finally a thing, I got a bunch of people like thanking me for making this tournament and like being really happy about it. I'm like, guys, the tournament hasn't happened yet. You don't even know if it's good.
It's like, guys, calm down.
Yeah.
Like it was just funny to me, like to like when people were just like so grateful for the tournament before it even happened. Like you don't know if it's gonna be good. I mean, you can assume, but like by other things you know. But like I would probably wait until it happens to like give opinions on it.
Yeah, I actually looked in. Initially, I was like, oh yeah, you know, they're being like a little playful and whatever. They're like,
no, they're actually like
hyping it up a bit. I was
grateful.
like, oh, it's actually legit. It's like, whoa,
yeah,
there really is something for Masters players to sign up for.
No, like really, like those players have nothing to play in. Like they either get wrecked or just can't play anything. Like there are things like the Plate Pro, but like that's rare. And it's still like it's still like for a Master 3 playing a Master 1, it's still tough.
And even then, Plati Pro is mainly focused towards GM players, because GM is 200 people, right? It's for the low and mid GM players, basically. That's what it's targeting. Not the high end players like Scarlet.
I mean, some team leagues allow Master players, like low Master players, but you know. Like that you know, you assume that like the person is in a team and like they have a team to play in, and like sometimes they get fielded, sometimes they don't, and stuff like that. So there's really not much to play in for them.
Also, team leagues are different to individual leagues in that like, it's different. Like team leagues you play, but in tournaments you can like actually win something, you know, in individual tournaments, whereas in team leagues
it's also
over the course of the league.
That like in the team league, like you play your part, but like the final score doesn't depend just on you.
Yeah. But something else that people were asking when we announced MSO was if it could be more frequent, because as it is, it's just a monthly. I would say that as it stands, Kura and I we're not struggling, but like we can manage the weeklies the way they are now. I don't know if we could do 2 tournaments a week. I don't know if I could financially do 2 tournaments a week, to be honest. As there's that as well, right? But it's also editing VODs, being free, because Kuro, she's not free every day of the week,
Yeah.
and neither am I.
But also it's like, because I've actually been asked if we need admins and stuff, and like the thing is, like, the adminning is actually the least problematic part, because I can admin, like adminning is fun. Like adminning is fine, but like the most problematic things are the things that nobody wants to do, like editing VODs. Like you have to cut the VODs, you have to render them, it takes time. Like you have to, I don't know, put the brackets on, like maybe not put the brackets, but like you have to edit the Wikipedia brackets, and like there's a lot of like the things that, like, you know, aren't obvious to people when they watch a tournament, but like they need to be done and someone has to do them. And it's not even that they're like very difficult, because oftentimes they're not, but they take a lot of time, and because of that, like, it's hard to do everything. Like I would say once we have like a bigger team of, like, you know, people just doing different things, not like admin team, but like just general production team and so on. Like once we have that, we may try making like more frequent tournaments. And obviously we would like need some, you know, support in terms of prize pool, because like even if it is possible, I don't want to like the whole prize pool to just rely on Light earning money for it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was bringing this up, is that like we need you know, to if you want the MSO to be a more frequent thing, we kind of need more staff. Like we need more people to help out, to help run it. And yeah, like there are people who have kind of stepped up, like Phoenix, like he wants to do his part as well.
Yeah, Phoenix has been helping out recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every time we have an SDO, like Terran Lord asks if he needs to admin, because he's always keen to help out, because he can't play, right? Because it's an SDO, but like he also wants to help out as well,
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and we really appreciate it. And you know, that's what we need if we want to make like MSO a more regular
it's
thing.
not even like as I said, like adminning is not a problem, but like for example, Terran Lord's role. Say that again. In like during the SDOs, like because he's watching anyway, like he's sitting there anyway, like he just logs into game, and like for example, because when Light is playing and I'm broadcasting a game, like neither of us can be in chat, so like Terran Lord is getting all the scores and stuff, so like once we're out of the game, like we can add the scores and so on. So like even though, like, you know, it's not like some huge, you know, huge effort, but like there's already like something that is helping.
All in all, Milk, what did you think about MSO? How was it?
We need more diversity. I'm tired of TVTs.
Yeah, like we just happened to cast the top bracket, which was mostly like Terran.
Like literally, if you watch me casting, it's just I'm like looking at the two players. I'm like, it's gonna be Battle Tank again. Let's go, Battle Tank. I'm ready.
Like not even the races, like Battle Tank.
No one thinks back. Nothing different.
Good.
There goes Banshees. Woo! Terran Lord does a double cyclone drop. Woo! So good.
I would say I don't remember when it was, so I can't find that moment now. So I'm waiting for Steel to clip it. But there was that one moment where like just Mick's mind was just descending into madness. Like the 5 a.m. casting was really getting to him. I don't remember. Like, I think he's like at one point he started singing or something. Like he was doing some weird shit. Like his brain just couldn't handle any more TVT.
I was done. Like I like TVT. It's my favorite match. One of my favorite matchups, right? Because it's like so you have to be so focused on it, and like there's so many things that can go wrong. But it's like if it's the same build every game from both players, I'm just like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Let me be.
So you appreciated Lumia's builds on Abiogenesis.
It was different. It was new. I was like, shit.
They were
This guy's all inning. on the shortest rush, this map's pretty good. You know, it's counterable if you scout. That's it. But all in all, like MSO was great. It was good to see.
It felt like a
players
bit of a
that-
reunion of
Yeah,
sorts.
pretty much.
Yeah,
It's
it
good to see
did.
players that we haven't seen in a while play again.
Also, like, there's some players who heard of Duckling Open, but then in the week like leading up to when they could sign up, they got promoted to Masters.
Yeah,
So this is like
Cyril.
their first time actually playing.
Cyril was
yeah.
one of those people who, like, he was
Wait,
there
for
That was
since
so
So-
sad.
he was there since the very beginning
Since the
of
very
SDO.
start.
I don't know if it
Yeah.
was SDO 1, but like it was very beginning.
No, he heard
He
about
was
it,
on
like,
the
after
Discord
SDO1.
since then, and like he could not play. It was so sad.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
so excited about playing, and he was like, Friday was coming up. He's like, "Yes, I'm gonna play. It's gonna be great." And then he was promoted to Masters 3. And
Yeah,
he's
like right
"No."
before.
He never got to play. He never got to play it in SDA.
Yeah. But finally, he has a chance.
Not
Yeah,
quite SDA, but close enough.
yeah,
Close enough.
Close enough. Still CranKy Duckling TM, a corporation approved.
yeah. It's actually quite interesting. Like I think maybe we had 50-50, maybe a bit less. Like we got a bunch of new players, but also a lot of like faces that we know for a while that are either in our Discord or have played SDOs before. Like it did feel a bit of like a reunion of sorts.
Yeah, another player is M Raptor. Like he's been around for. Maybe he's not active in chat that much, but he's been around and supported us for a long time, and
Yeah.
he's always been Masters.
He's active
so
in
he
like
was able
many
to play.
Discords from what I've seen. Maybe not like very talkative, but like I always see him around.
Yeah,
Also,
sounds cool to see.
Also, another thing that I actually forgot to mention that was a thing during the Swan Open is that I tried out using intros for our players.
Yeah,
They looked really good.
they actually worked. None of them.
Yeah, they
none
actually
of the
worked.
players were called ECAI.
And I don't know if you know, I actually set them up during the first game of the tournament. And I was very stressed out that they're not gonna work. Because I didn't have
I
time to
don't-
prepare them beforehand. But anyway, like the intros are from the StarCraft 2 casting tool, which we used before for our alpha team matches. And yeah, and they can be used for custom stuff as well. Like obviously you have to do a bit more setup, and like I have to set up the intros before every match because you have different players and different teams. But yeah, like it can be used for like different matches. It doesn't have to be team tournament. And the guy is working constantly on improvements. There is a link to his Discord somewhere. You will find it somewhere below probably. And currently something new that he's working on that you could see in the Swan Open is making custom skins for the streamers. So like for example we got like the duck themed skin, so you can see like the little like race icons and stuff. Like I still have to improve it a bit. Like I think I'm gonna change the color scheme and stuff, but yeah, like custom skins are gonna be a thing now. So to get more information, you should probably talk to Pressure, who made the casting tool.
His inbox is gonna flood up now.
I mean, he's a good guy. Like the first time I was using the casting tool, I had some like really weird, funny bugs. Like I got him on a call, and we were both sitting there like, that never happened before. like there's just some just out of I don't know outer space bugs that we had no idea how they happened. But
ECAI.
and like he spent like a good half hour or something like with me on a call, just fixing stuff. He's a good guy.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like he explained a lot of stuff to me, and like he's like very I don't want to say excited, but like he's really like motivated to like help us around, and like he picked our like stream to like start doing the skin stuff because we have like a very obvious theme that we can use, and like he just thought that it would look really cool, and he has been like helping me out, and like we've been making the custom skins for the intros and scores and everything. So yeah. So that is
Yeah,
really
I don't know
cool.
if you manage. I don't know if you managed to see the intros milk, but they looked really cool. Because they had the Duckified race logos pop up. So it'd be like Light VIP, and then it'd have like the Duck Zerg logo pop up as well, and it looked really cool, really legit.
Wait, who's the ducks? I saw like the intro like card come in. I didn't realize there were like duck versions of races.
Yeah,
What?
the Duckified icons that we have.
Do you know
on our Discord
the
server?
icons?
I'm gonna rewatch it.
Yeah, you should. I'm very proud that it worked out because I do think that they look cool.
Yeah, you're especially proud of the Terran one.
Yeah, the Terran is my favorite, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
and
because
on that note, like
Yep.
that's something we set up for Master Swan Open. That whoever wins Master Swan, the race of that person is our Twitch sub icon, our
For the
Twitch
month,
sub
yeah.
emote for the month.
What if you're
I
random,
already
though?
submitted the Protoss one because Vince's won last MSO, but it's still being approved. So
then we
once
find
it's
out.
there, it's there.
Yeah, the approval process takes a while. But we'll probably tweet out when it goes live. And yeah, we're gonna have the Duckified Protoss logo. Could have been
Bruh.
Terran.
For a tournament where no Protoss signs up.
Just slightly, I wanted to mention that a lot of our SDA regulars didn't sign up for MSO. I think maybe they might have been like a little bit intimidated because like all the Masters players were coming out. But hopefully that won't be the case for next time, because I know like Starduck, like especially Starduck, he's like, I can't play next time. Like, I don't want to play against the Zergs. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next MSO.
Well, it
to
was
see,
also Easter this week
Yeah,
when we
it
did
was
the
Easter.
That's
show.
true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the next MSO to see like how it grows, and hopefully we see more Zergs. But yeah.
Don't
Well,
worry.
maybe not if
Starduck will
it's
sign up.
Starduck.
We'll have just Zergs, nothing else.
We find out all of the Terran and the Protoss players, like that's a holiday for them or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just the
Yeah, the Terran
Zergs.
Day of Independence or something. And sorry,
Mhm.
only Zergs.
The day that our glorious leader Manx came around.
Uh-huh.
And speaking about our tournaments, Duckling Open, MSO, we actually record stats from each tournament, right, Kuro?
It's on our
did.
Liquipedia. Well, not all of it is on
Yeah.
the Liquipedia, but there's some
Okay.
cool stuff on the Liquipedia, like countries, like representation, race representation, how many people of each league.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in general, we do stats for every like edition of our tournament with participation by country and participation by league, just to see like how the tournaments play out. That's actually really interesting because for Duckling Open 20, like we had like a
An almost
representation
even
of like
split.
all over the world. Like literally, there was a bunch of like Europe. There was
There was one Russian,
Mexico,
one
like there was
Singapore.
Russia. There was just everything, like from all the parts of the world. We still
Yeah,
need some
Suma
Korean
Kasuri
stuff.
called it Diamond WESG.
Yeah, basically. And funnily enough, for Masters one, we got a lot of Europeans. Like we got
French and German.
French and Germans, and maybe that's like part of like the reason is that because it's Easter, so everybody has time. But like I just consider it really interesting that we have always a lot of European players for something that is not necessarily like targeted towards Europeans.
That it's literally called the Southeast Asian Duckling Open.
I mean the thing is, I didn't want to call it Southeast Asian because like it's open, but like you know,
it
in
is
the
for
same time,
seed, but
like the tournament happens at like noon European time, which is when most people are either at school or at work. Yet somehow we always get a lot of European players signing up, so I find that really interesting. But anyway.
It's because they're all slackers.
Oh,
Because they're all passionate about StarCraft.
Passionate,
you mean?
exactly, Milk.
Oh, I'm
Jeez.
sorry. I didn't realize passion requires ditching school or ditching work.
God
It's
damn
okay,
right
I-
it does.
It's okay. I did that when I was in
Right.
middle
Hey,
school.
hey, look at Light. He's working
Look at
and now
Light,
he
man.
can't go to the EU
working
practice.
2 day jobs and 3 night jobs. And he's
Light
still
doesn't
in.
even come to
Plus,
a
he
European
also goes to
practice.
school.
No, but like, seriously, like,
For
yeah,
schools,
like, we need a lot of European players. Anyway, we do have
which is
stats.
interesting.
We do get like collect stats for like the most weeklies played or like the most first places, the most top fours, and so on. And funnily enough, for SDO for these 3 months from January to March, Light and Milk are on top of everything. I know that it's
Yeah,
mostly
it's not
because
Light,
they
it's
play
Milk.
everything, especially like Milk is on top of the weeklies played. But yeah, like they play like almost every time, and they seem to always get top fours and stuff. Or like most of the time they get top fours. Really interesting, but like there's a bunch of people like right behind them as well. But something I consider even more interesting than that is the clan ranking, because on the very beginning we had like a huge all inspiration representation, like because of Lumia, and he was like getting people in and stuff like that. But in
But
time
then
it
we
kind
started
of like
pronouncing
withered
it the wrong
down.
way, and they were like, hell no, boycott.
Yeah, because Lumia can play, huh? But after like the all inspiration kind of like, you know, didn't show up quite as much, it seems that Psionic Aftermath like took over, and like they're the next in the rankings. Like all inspiration is still up there, but like they don't play quite as
Top
much.
four. Well, I don't include CranKy for obvious reasons.
because-
so
Yeah,
I would
it's
say
our
the top
tournament,
3.
so obviously a lot of our players are gonna be there. But yeah, like it's interesting to see like the change, the Psionic Aftermath like rising to the top. That said though, what's kind of interesting is for the recent MSO, we had quite a few clan SC2 Improve and Psionic Aftermath players, but the winner was actually from like fairly unknown clan.
Worker
Workers are
Rush or
rushing.
something? Yeah, it doesn't even have a Wikipedia. Like, man.
Yeah, I think it's some kind of French community, because I tried to look it up and some kind of a forum showed up. I think it's some kind of French community. I don't have much information about them though. Also, funnily enough, Milk and Light are the only people this season with 2 championships. Kinda
Light
interesting.
actually has 4 semifinalists, I believe.
I don't know.
No, 3. Yeah, 4. No,
Uh.
fuck. Runner-up, not semifinalists. Yes,
runner-up,
3 runner-ups.
Something that is also interesting is that this season, the 2018, we had no Protoss champions in Duckling Open. It was just Zergs, sometimes Terrans. We got 1 random, but there were no Protoss champions. And like the first
Set it up
Master
for
Swan
Protoss.
Open, we got a Protoss champion. So
It's
it's
a
kind of
sign
interesting.
of things to come.
We will see, because it's been a thing for a while in Duckling Open that we wouldn't get like many Protoss players. So I'm curious if maybe it's gonna improve now or not. Maybe all the
Yeah,
Protoss
for
players are
Master Swan.
masters. I don't know. What do we know?
For Master Swan, it seemed like there were a lot of Protoss players, but when you look at the actual like bracket, there were only 4.
Yeah.
So
But it's more than what we usually get in Duckling Open.
yeah,
That's always interesting.
That's how it is.
So bear in mind that for some reason Phoenix off-raced as Protoss instead of
Yeah,
Terran.
true.
Yep.
No. It's not for some reason off race.
No, it's because he wanted to play only mirrors.
Yes.
He wanted to pick his race
Yeah.
for each series.
Yeah, Phoenix told me that he's gonna pick race just so he can play only mirrors. I don't know what happened to him, why he would do such a thing, but he wanted
Who
to play
hurt
only
him?
mirrors. Yeah, for another stat
yeah.
that we have. Another stat that we have is the country ranking. And interestingly enough, Australia is leading in the ranking.
No
Which
surprises there.
Yeah,
I'm not
that is
surprised.
understandable. But second place is actually US. Which
Thanks,
is
Milk.
partially thanks to Milk, but also in terms of like number of players, which is kind of interesting to me considering that the tournaments are like very late
That's
at night.
an insane time for them, yeah.
Yeah, like 2, 3
you're up
a.m.
noon
for
looks
the
like,
start
I
of the tournament.
guess, but
So it's really interesting to see that US is like really high in the ranking.
hashtag passion.
Hashtag insomnia, I think. But maybe passion as well. But yeah.
Nothing.
No, speak.
No,
Milk.
no, I was just making. a
Speak.
Yaku
No,
joke.
Milk, come on, speak. Milk.
No, I was making a
No,
Yaku
no,
joke,
Milk.
where he always says I
What,
mean, so
Milk?
I was just
What,
going,
Milk?
I mean.
Oh, do I have to drink now?
I mean.
Do we add that to the game?
It's already in the game rules.
Ah. You never published the game, you have to do that.
The rules are unofficial, so you know.
Yeah, I would say
So make it up as you go. Feel like drinking? Take a drink.
I would say that the thing that I like most about these stats, or that I'm looking forward to, I guess, is that like this is the first the first quarter of this year, and I'm interested to see how these rankings develop over time.
Yeah.
Like right now in first places, Milk and I are tied. So like I don't know, I'm kind of seeing that kind of makes me want to play a bit more and see if I can get like more first places or what happens there. But like, yeah, I'm interested to see how these rankings develop over time, and to see who kind of comes up and joins Milk and I, because right now like we're the only two with more than one win, right? So it'll be interesting to
This year,
see
at
if Suno comes up, or Slave Master, or Chadman. Like Chadman's kind of the new Kashim. Like he's come second a couple of times. He hasn't
New
won
Kashim.
one yet.
really wants to win.
Yeah.
Paul really wants to win one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Will there be a week where Starduck finally gets like the perfect side of the bracket where there's no
perfect
serves and he
bracket.
makes it to the finals or something?
wow.
Like,
No, man, it's gonna be Starduck's gonna. The one Starduck wins it's only gonna be ZVZ for him.
I mean, after so many ZVZs, he's just gonna get good.
He
at it.
has to, yeah.
exactly. His ZVZ has to be godlike by the end of the year. Like,
I feel like I should include that as a stat at the end of the year. How many ZVZs did Starduck play?
for sure.
Compared to his other matchups, yeah.
Yeah, that's something to consider. But yeah, we will try to update, like post an update about the statistic like once every 3 months, to like see how they're shaping up, and like once again at the end of the year we'll like go through like what happened during the season. And also, if you think there is some kind of like stat that you would like to see, how, like for example the Starduck ZVZ, right? Then just let us know and I will see what I can do. I'm not gonna do some super crazy
CM.
stuff, like how many times the Dark Shrine was built or something like that, but but you know.
I mean, just
How
watch
many
Kata games and we'll
SMEs
count
did I
from there.
miss?
I wonder
Total
who
number
the
of
best
units
Protoss
killed.
who the best Protoss of 2018 is going to be, now that I think about it, because last
Oh, yeah,
year
South
Supper
End
was
just
really
passed
active.
us.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna
last
count
year-
MSO also, or just SDO?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that. We haven't
'Cause-
decided.
Salavad's pretty good when I played him.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
good.
He's masses, isn't he?
Yeah. So, and he.
But
he
if we're talking just SDO though, like it could be anyone, right? Like there hasn't really been a prominent Protoss player, has
yeah,
there?
at this point. Yeah.
Itachi.
Yeah, where's Itachi?
He needs to have his comeback.
Maybe. Like,
Yeah.
after the IEM, maybe some new passion will spark into him.
He's been playing a lot recently.
Oh
just a few
yeah,
games, so.
there's IEM Australia.
Yeah.
I guess there'll be newsflash later on, but
It could be
Yeah.
Kata. Now that I think about it, I think Kata might be like
oh
the most
god,
participating Protoss, right, in SDO.
I
not since
don't know right
shift
now.
change.
I
Not
don't think
since
so.
shift change.
Yeah, because she hasn't been able to play lately, but I would have to check, like, race-wise. Like, she may be. She very well may be, because we don't get many Protoss in general.
Lucid 3.
Lucid she played, like, once or twice. Azelis
He's
plays
gonna
from time to time.
Hanging.
True.
Hanging
It might be
could
Azelus,
be.
actually.
Yeah.
I'm putting my money on hanging.
Hanging.
He needs to come back. Hanging.
Yeah, we need Hanging back. Hanging. Maybe he got upset that we called him way too safe. He doesn't want to play with us anymore. Yeah. Anyway, that will be posted around, probably on Twitter and Discord. Probably we'll make it a bit more fancy, because right now I don't have any graphics or anything prepared. But yeah, we will try to give you updates every once in a while. Maybe there will be some more clan rivalization, because I'm really disappointed in all inspiration just falling from the grace. But yeah.
We promise to stop calling it Alan if you'll come back.
Do
I
we?
don't make that promise.
Yeah, I'm not making that promise.
I mean, I didn't say it.
I was very disappointed in you, Milk, for not saying.
Yeah. You're like, what the hell, Milk?
You're not my mother.
You don't know that.
Awkward silence.
All right. Well,
Anyway,
that should be enough of Duckling Open. Shall we
wait.
get on?
We have already all the tournaments for April scheduled, which include 3 Duckling Opens and 1 Master Swan Open. And we actually made a public calendar of those in case somebody uses Google Calendar. I mean, it's helpful for us to plan stuff out, but we decided that we might as well share it if somebody finds it useful. On the bottom of the page, there is a Google Calendar button that you can use to add it to your own calendar if you so wish. But yeah, the challenge brackets are made for all of those tournaments, so you can already go and sign up for those. The one that's coming up very soon is the Duckling Open 21, which is bronze to diamond. And something that we should point out is that in the month of April we added a new prize option, right?
This actually started with MSO. So for MSO, the Nation Wars bundle, the Maturino bundle, was available for first place. So if you haven't been following StarCraft, the esports side of things, Nation Wars 5 started a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Started fairly recently. But ever since it started, they released a Maturino page where you can buy in-game StarCraft 2 items, specifically portraits with the Nation Wars, the country flags. So there's Mexico and Russia and Germany and Norway, America, USA. So all of those portraits are available to purchase through Maturino, and it adds to the Nation Wars 5 prize pool. So to support Nation Wars, to support the teams and stuff like that, that's also available now as a prize for SDO and for MSO. So if you win, and if you don't want to, if you don't want to pay, if you don't want to use your own money, you can win an SDO and get the Nation Wars bundle, which unlocks all of the portraits. It unlocks sprays, and unlocks emotes. So yeah. We've added that for the month of April.
Limited time only, so win now.
I mean,
Sign
like
up
it's
and
limited to
win.
until it's until the Nation Wars promotion is done, basically. But yeah,
Which
it
is
includes
nothing.
a bunch of portraits. There are also some emotes and sprays. Everybody is talking about the one spray that they have, which says "Nuke" here, because that's actually funny. But yeah, you can get a bundle
agree.
if you win Duckling Open. And once again, that's something that we've been doing since the beginning. Like the whole idea with the Twitch subs and stuff is that like by making this tournament, we don't want to just like throw a competition, like just throw an event. Like we want to like also like develop the community as in StarCraft community as a whole. So like we would like to give back to the community itself. That's why we went for Twitch subs, because like they support like other other tournament organizations or other
Other
streamers,
streamers.
casters, players, and so on. Like it just supports the whole ecosystem. And that's why we also want to support Nation Wars, because they're a really well-run tournament from what we know. And they put a lot of effort in their production, and like the whole idea of Nation Wars is pretty fun. And they always like to interviews with the players, so you often get to know a lot of like less known players because they get a chance to speak sometimes. And like,
Well, you say that, but the players do get voted in, so
I mean, they do get voted in, but like, for example, especially for like the countries that don't have like that many pro players, you often get to see players that you would never see in like WCS event because they just don't make it to round of 32 or something. But they are still like very interesting people, very interesting players, sometimes with very interesting playstyles. Like the legend of player named Tag, who like last year beat Bian and Zest, I think. Like there are things that happen.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was crazy when that happened.
Yeah, and this year it's all about Raynor. Raynor just all killing left and right.
which
And being cute
MMA.
about it. So yeah. Anyone has anything to say about Nation Wars?
I fucking love MMA. That's all.
No, MMA.
All I gotta say, because I remember everybody was like, but especially because during the voting stage, people were like, don't vote for MMA. MMA is not in form. If you want to get South Korea into the finals, you gotta vote for not MMA. Vote for 3 like current pros or whatever.
MMA has been putting
MMA
a lot of
practiced
effort.
really hard and showed everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, but MMA has been putting a lot of effort. Like it's not just coming back because I want to play some StarCraft because memories. Like he actually like legit puts a lot of effort into this.
Mm-hmm.
And he also seems like a really good captain, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I like him as a captain. Seems fun. But yeah.
So when is Duckling Nation Wars?
I mean there was CTL Nation Wars, right?
Yeah.
You already had that.
Yep. Pretty much.
Australia came second.
Wow. Like you couldn't carry a team.
I won my matches.
Yeah. Who won? I forget. You told us about this last podcast, but I forgot.
Pretty sure it was US Central. It was one of the US teams.
US Texas?
We already talked about it multiple times. Enough.
Yeah, we talked about it last podcast, so
No,
let's
but
talk
seriously,
about
we
it
talked
again.
like 2 episodes. But anyway, moving on. It's time for the StarCraft news.
StarCraft news coming in today. I'm your anchor. What's it called?
Donnie Vermillion?
Yes. Well, you mean my
God.
Kate Lockwell milk? Wait, you can be Terry. No, Kuro's Terry.
Who's Terry?
Kuro's Kate
Terry
Lockwell. What are you
says
talking
it's
about?
unscientific.
Aha.
Terry, this is boring science stuff. That's Terry.
Yep. I
If
guess
it
have to
comes
play
to
more
it,
campaign.
If it comes to it, Yaku, you're Terry. Kuro is Kate Lockwell, and Light is Donnie Vermillion.
What?
Yes. I'm okay with this. Who are you, Milk? Who are you?
I'm the lava
Rare.
spout.
He's Molten Sal. Yeah.
A molten cell. Exactly.
Anyway, something
Yep.
that we've been mentioning before and it's already happening now.
Yeah, walk us through it, Kuro.
Is
Actually, we haven't said what it
Junior
is yet.
Star League Season 2.
Walk us through that, Kuro, as a staff member.
It's a league for amateur players, and what the league means is that it's spreading like through multiple weeks. It's not like a single event.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it works, firstly, there will be 2 divisions this season. Like, first division, called JSL Origins, is for bronze to platinum players, and second division, JSL Evolution, is for Diamond 3 and 2. There is no
Just
Diamond
like
1.
X-Men.
It was because like Diamond is like a very like spread out
There's a huge
league, and like
disparity of
Yeah.
skill.
yeah, like it was meant for amateur players, so like it was decided to go with like limiting it to Diamond 2 because Diamond 1s are often like really above that skill level. So yeah,
Yeah, it's,
all yeah.
It's the same as VSL, for example. We just talked about
Yeah,
VSL
yeah.
at the start, where one of the slots is for Diamond 3 and for Diamond 2, and then the other one is for Diamond 1. So it's similar to that, where
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, each of those divisions will be following the same format, more or less. Depending on number of players, like the number of player in each group might change, but basically you have a group stage first. The group stage is round robin, which means that every player plays everybody else in the group, and you get 1 match every week, 1 best of 3 every week. So each week you play different person. And once that phase ends, the top 4 people of each group will go to the playoffs, which are single elimination. As for the playoffs, the playoffs will be scheduled round by round, like just like the group stage. So once again, you get like 1 match every week. But the semifinals and finals are held live on a single day, and they will be live broadcasted by the JSL crew. So like that's the one date that you have to like keep in mind.
Is in charge of that, yeah? No, continue first. I was just like, wait. Phoenix Tears is doing the finals, yeah, whatever.
No, actually not.
Right, okay.
But yeah, like the semifinals and finals are supposed to be held on single days, so that's something you have to keep in mind, like when you're planning stuff out, because that's usually the biggest problem, like to synchronize 4 people to like meet on schedule, because there are different time zones and so on. But in general, like because like most of the matches are scheduled, like the time zones don't matter as much, so like no matter what region you're in, you can try signing up and like, you know, just set it up with the opponents. Yeah.
Yep. Worked pretty well the last time we played.
Yeah, we played that and it was pretty fine. As for the prize pool, each of those divisions gets coaching as well as Steam keys for games. There is a list of games for every division. There are 2 different lists actually, and the coaching you get is from Masters players which are on the coaching team, on the JSL coaching team. I'm fairly sure Terranlord is part of it. Just saying.
I gotta win now, so I can see how Terran Ramsey does it. Terran Lord Ramsey.
Yeah, you just have to find out. And the sign-ups are ending in April.
April
Exactly.
16th.
Yeah, April 16th. It's showing me GMT, okay, so you're gonna have it in GMT. Yeah, April 16th, and then after the sign-ups end, like the moment the sign-ups end, firstly, to be eligible to play in the league, by the time the sign-ups end, you need to have 25 games played. 25 ranked ladder games, 1v1.
That's on your main race, isn't it?
That's on whatever race you want to play, because you can play multiple races. You can be a race picker for the series. But for each race that you want to use for the tournament, you need those 25 games in. And yeah, to be eligible in the first place to play, you need 25 games, like by the end of signups. Then once the sign-up end, we will be checking, like, all the ranks, leagues, and so on. That's when we divide players into 2 divisions. So like we have the Platinum and Under division and the Diamond division. And then there will be few days when we will be doing sort of a check-in, like we will confirm if the people who sign up are still participating or if they given up or something. Like there will be a phase when we will tag all the registered players on Discord to check if they are still willing to play. So keep in mind that after registration closes, you should be already like logged in to the Discord server so we can process the check-in. And exactly a week after the signups close, like the whole check-in phase will be a week. And after that week, that will be the start of the season, and that is when we will also like publish a more detailed schedule, because we will actually know how many players sign up, and then we can plan it out in weeks. The Team Liquid thread has potential dates for the live finals that will be happening, but they are estimated based on the previous season, which was 64 players, which was 8 groups of 8. And like depending how many players we will have this season, like that may be changed a bit. But in general, the rule we want to keep is that you play 1 match every week. And then for the semifinals and finals, there is a 2-week window to plan it out. Like, we decided a 2-week window would be fine, because last season that was a bit of a problem, like scheduling people around, and there was a lot of delays. So we decided to in advance give a 2-week window so people can actually plan the time that it will be somewhere then. It should be easier to schedule, hopefully. Also, before you ask, because I already seen the questions, in terms of promotion, like to Diamond 1 or like from Platinum to Diamond and so on, we will be checking the leagues once the registration closes. So that's when we will be assigning people to divisions. That's first thing. And once the season starts, once all the matchups are published, the schedule is published and so on, if you get promoted after that, you stay in the league. After that it's fine. Because we know that in previous season it caused a lot of walkovers because people would get promoted and then we would have to remove them from the league and stuff, and it just was very disruptive to the schedule and general running of the league. So the way it is constructed this season, once the season already starts, you can get promoted and you won't be moved or removed from the league.
Something that I'm looking forward to, maybe it's up to Milk really, but with the new JSL Evolution, right? League. That means that Milk can play. Because last season it was just limited to Platinum and below players, so Kura and Yaku played. And yeah, now Milk has the potential to play and represent our team.
Yeah.
He seems very eager.
Yeah.
Look, I'm doing my ladder games, okay? I got 21 more more games to go.
Sick.
Don't worry, Kronos has 23. Because I'm
in
trying to
Diamond
get Kronos to
3.
sign up as well.
Ugh. Diamond 3, man. Started from the bottom. I'm starting from the bottom.
You're starting from. Get the fuck out. You're
Diamond
starting from Diamond 3.
Diamond 3 is
You're
the
not starting
bottom.
from bronze. God.
Yo, Diamond 3 is the bottom for me, okay?
Wow.
Confirms lower than the bottom.
Wow.
I'm
Feels
saying,
bad.
Suddenly I
for
feel
me,
underground. Whatever
for
that means.
me is the
Man,
key
I'm on the
word.
tip story, but I feel underground.
All right, everyone has their own bottom, okay? For me, Diamond 3 is the bottom.
Okay.
I wanted
Hey,
to make
hey,
a
hey.
joke, but I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, there was a joke there, but hey, you're not the one who has seen bronze 99. I think I even got bronze 100
Wait,
once.
what?
Yeah, I was on the
What?
bottom of bronze the very past. It is possible. But yeah,
But yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys play in that for sure. For sure.
Maybe I'll get a group stage.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
last-
get a group that isn't full of TVTs.
exactly. No, but last season I actually like advanced from my group, so it's totally doable. I didn't
Yeah.
play in the playoffs because like of more personal issues, because I just happened to be sick and I couldn't really play. But yeah, I managed to make out of my group, and I was the lowest seed, I think, so it's totally doable.
Yeah, especially because you've both improved like over the course of the last season. So hopefully you'll do even better than last time.
Like I'm living Canada for why I didn't advance.
Yeah.
But
Also,
yeah.
if you're interested in signing up for that, you should join the Discord, the JSL Discord, which you can find either in the thread, which will be linked below, or you can just straight go to the JSL from our Discord channel, because we have a Discord channel advertising Discord servers. Discord.
What are you,
Yeah.
Zenyatta?
And to sign up for the tournament, you have to fill out the Google form. So
I
there's
want
that.
somebody to just remix Kuro saying Discord now.
Discord.
Discord. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's also another JSL, not a JSL event, but like a JSL partnered event, I guess you would say, coming up as well. The Clash of Continents, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I skimmed
So-
through what it was. Tell us more about it.
So basically, the way it works, HK, fully named Hydra Colossus, with a K,
That's good
is,
army comp, yeah.
is a quite fresh French organization led by Miguel. I hope I'm saying it correctly, because there's just a lot of names that I've
Miguel.
only seen in text, but I have no idea how to say them. But yeah, it's quite fresh French organization, and they like the whole idea, the whole plan is that they are making tournaments which are a bit different in structure. Like they have just, original ideas. And they also, like, those tournaments are directed towards also amateur players, so they decided that it would be good to make a partnership with the JSL, which is a big amateur league. And previously they did the Races War, which was, there was a qualifier for each race, and then they were fighting, there was a team sort of thing.
We spoke about it in a previous podcast, the Race Wars.
Yes. And the next idea that the HK guys have is the Clash of Continents, which is basically the fight between the European and American servers. So the way it works, there will be a qualifier on April 14th. There will be a qualifier for each server, for the NA server and for the EU server. Both of those qualifiers will be single elimination. And top four 4 of each of those brackets qualify for the main event. The winner of each bracket becomes the captain of the team. Then the captain can choose 2 more players from those who didn't qualify, and eventually we will get a team of 6 players, so it will be 6 versus 6. Then on the day of tournament, the main event, first they will play 6 maps, in Pro League format, each player will be defined. So all of those 6 players will play 1 game. It's not gonna be oh yeah, we didn't field that player, so he didn't get any screen time at all. The first 6 maps, all 6 players will play. Then after the 6 maps, the format changes to all kill. So basically the player who wins stays on, and the other team just sends more players. And the first team to earn 8 points will win the whole tournament. And yeah, in general, HK likes that kind of more fun ideas. Rather than just making it a tournament, just 1v1 straight up.
Rather than all the...
Yeah, they like the idea of having some kind of story behind the tournament. So last time it was the War of Races, this time it's Clash of Continents. So it's
having some kind of theme, yeah.
Yeah, they want to decide which continent is better. Is it Europe or is it America and stuff like that. And it's really interesting.
We know the answer to that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's C, right?
Of course. Right, Light?
Yeah. So the qualifiers aren't region locked, they're just server qualifiers.
Sick! Getting in!
Yes, as far as I know, they are server qualified. I asked Miguel about it because I was actually yeah, but what about Australia? Where do they fit in?
Yeah, we don't care about Australia, so...
Yeah, but from what he said, you can play, you can play for either team, you just have to pick one. You can play in both qualifiers, but if you if you're not from America, you can play for this American server. I'm fairly sure they would allow you to play in European server as well. It's just that you have to pick one side. You can be on both.
Should I play in the European qualifier just cause?
Yes.
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
But yeah, that's the main thing that I was concerned about, because I was reading through the rules and it doesn't say anything about region restriction, and it was NA versus EU, so I wasn't sure where C or Korea or any of the Asian countries.
As far as I know, there is no restriction to region. It's just that you have to pick a side because you can be on both.
Okay.
I mean, I can double ask Miguel, but that's what he told me when I asked about Australia and stuff, because they are part of NA server, so I guess it implies it qualifies. I'm not sure about Korea, but I guess it would be also for them up for them to pick.
What do you mean you can't play on
Interesting.
both?
If that's the case, because up until now I just assumed it was region locked, so I'm well,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not even going to pay
I mean,
attention.
it literally
but,
is NA versus EU. It's
Yeah,
it's actually server and not the other thing.
Yeah.
If it's server, then I might play in this. I don't know. It's kind of rough for Australia because
Yeah, the times are not very good for you.
Also
it's
ping.
the days. The qualifier is on the weekend and the main event is on Monday. So it's what?
Yeah.
So even if I did qualify, I would either have to call in sick for work, or I would have to
Done.
pull an all-nighter or something.
Done. Also done.
Yeah.
Why not both?
I might play in the qualifiers anyway, just cause, but I'm gonna have to think about playing in the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may double ask Miguel.
Milk, you should also look into this. play it. We can both play in the qualifiers.
I'm trying to stay awake here. We'll see. Maybe I'll
That's why
play
I'm
for
throwing.
EU. Kappa.
No, NA.
Can't tell me what to do.
But
You're
then
not
what
my
if he goes up
supervisor.
against his waifu?
Oh, that's true.
That would be
That's true.
interesting.
Let's continue. Okay.
Yep. All right. Oh, actually, just a very quick. What's it called? DSG code. Want to get into that, like?
Yeah. When it comes to upcoming events, not just upcoming, but recently, a clan, Dark Society Gaming. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're an NA clan. They play in Alpha Team League. I'm not sure if they play in RSTL, but they're an active StarCraft 2 clan, and they recently hosted a Bronze to Gold tournament, which we don't really see any of those or very many of those. Usually it's up to Platinum or up to Diamond. They specifically hold a tournament for up to gold players, which is really interesting. It's kind of something. It's another niche that hasn't really been filled for that specific lower league players. And yeah, they had their first event last week, and it was their first time running an event, so it was it was a bit of a challenge for them, but they overcame it. They kind of ran into very interesting issues in the beginning because, as you can imagine, these are bronze to gold players. They have little to no experience in playing in tournaments. So they kind of had to explain
game, let alone the tournaments.
Yeah, so they had to do things like explain the veto system. They had to explain how to create lobbies and like how to set servers, like all these things, because these players don't have much experience at all in any of this tournament format or anything like that. But once they got through that, the tournament ran pretty smoothly, all things considered. And yeah, up until now, I was going to talk about how it'll be interesting to see if they continue to make these, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly. And I just checked, and yeah, they have signups open for DSG Code Silver and Gold too. So they're already, they already have the challenge page up for the second tournament. So it looks like, if things go well, this is going to be a regular thing, which will be really cool to see, a regular bronze to gold weekly or bi-weekly tournament. It's something that was kind of missing.
I should.
Yeah, it's something for crew to play in as well.
I mean, maybe not at the best time for me.
It is
That's
very
what
NA.
you say.
Very NA favorite.
It's very NA time.
Mm-hmm.
8 p.m. Wait, what's it? 8 p.m. Is it like 2 a.m. for me? Something like that.
That's nothing.
But yeah, I may sign up. I may sign up because I don't know if you remember when I played in the minor tournament, which is also up to gold. I actually won it, so I have a chance.
Yeah, for sure. If I recall, their prize was, I think it was Steam games as well, if I recall correctly. I don't think it was a monetary prize. But oh wait, no. Actually, I'm wrong. Sorry,
Yeah.
it was a monetary prize. It was legit payouts. If I remember,
Yeah,
I think the
It
prize
wasn't
pool
much.
was like $30. The prize pool.
I don't see it right now.
Yo, man, that's like 15 tacos.
Oh.
Tacos are $2.
I mean, they're getting
There's a currency
getting
over in.
more expensive now.
I wonder why.
But yeah. DSG Dark Society Gaming, they have their own Discord server as well, so you can join that to ask any questions about the tournament. But yeah, if you're bronze to gold, it's definitely something to look into because it's the only tournament out there really that's limited to up to gold players. So if you don't want to go up against platinums or diamonds, like here's a tournament for you that you can potentially win.
Right. So get in there and watch that as well. Be
There is
new
a stream,
additional
actually.
Proxy heroes, I'm guessing. Yeah, that'll be linked as well.
Yep, it will.
And that should be it for esports from us.
I mean, that's for the big part. But this time we decided to prepare a small news flash.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't
Yeah,
know. I
give me a
can't do.
jingle.
That was good. That was good.
Dun, 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 dun. Fuck.
There's no melody in this.
It's not supposed to be a melody, it's a news flash. It's supposed to grab your attention and then just speak.
Okay. Anyway, newsflash. So basically, this section, I will explain it this one time. This section is not meant for discussing events because many different podcasts discuss events. We just want to mention events so you can check them out if you missed
They
out.
exist. They happened.
Yes. So, starting on. A while ago, the Team Liquid map contest happened, the 10th edition, and there
Link
were
below.
yeah. And what's very interesting about the map contest is that the maps that you see in the map contest may be actually the maps you see later on ladder. Like a bunch of maps that you see on ladders nowadays are the maps that were like finalists at the Team Liquid map contest. And
As long as Black whatever it is doesn't make it into the map.
yeah, it
pool,
didn't make
I'll be
it.
happy.
It didn't make it. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, and the first place was 16-bit by the music 246.
Oh,
Yep.
it wasn't Avex?
No, Avex didn't win this time. Yeah,
Oh,
I know,
I was
everybody
about
is
to say-
surprised.
So I have to say, how many of Avex's maps made it into like top 5? Like,
One.
one? Oh.
Yeah, only one.
Avex, he's losing his magic.
I know, right?
What's going on, Avex?
No, but
think-
see, the thing is, because that's actually in the description of the map. The music is not a guy you know generally for making ladder maps, but he's actually the one who made a bunch of arcade maps like the Zelot Hockey or the Mono Battle map rotation, and as well as others.
Oh.
So he's like a person who has been making like pretty interesting maps for a while, but he wasn't that active, I guess, in the ladder version of it, and he won this time, earning some money as well. And for another news flash, Filthy NA Cup is gonna be discontinued. There is more in detail post about it by Filthy Rake, but he decided to stop doing the weekly tournaments, and he will organize one last global event which will have a $1,000 prize pool, and that will be it for now. He will still be part of, like he is the co-owner of Psystorm Gaming, and he will still be he will still be contributing to that, but Filthy and ACAP won't be a thing anymore. Newsflash.
That's
Dun, 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 dun.
Hold on.
Okay.
Briefly. That's it's kind of sad. I mean,
It's sad.
especially because really recently, all things considered, maybe 2 months ago, it was announced that Fear Dragon was going to be
Yeah.
covering Filthy NA Cup,
Yeah.
and that was like a kind of a big thing, right? Where he would have his
Yeah.
regular weekly tournament that he would be casting.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna develop, but things happened. Like from what Filthy Rake said, like there's been a lot of struggle in the recent times, and some reactions to events from the community is what like really crossed the line for him, and he just couldn't find motivation to do it anymore. Really sad, but yeah.
It is a shame, especially for the NA scene, because if people didn't know, Filthy NA Cup, it had its global version and it had its NA restricted version where only NA players could play in. And it let a lot of the NA players shine, like Game Time and BioWise, he played in them a lot. Like all these NA players, they had their tournament, kind of like the C region has, right? They had their tournament where they would come together and play and compete together. And so it's kind of sad to see that go away.
Yeah, it is very sad, especially since Vivek is a great guy, and yeah, it's especially sad to like see someone who seems to be like really involved into the community, like not being able to find motivation to do it anymore. Yeah, hopefully he comes back one day.
Yeah, I hope this isn't the last we see from him.
I mean, as I said, he still wants to be involved.
Yeah.
It's just that like FIFA and A Cup won't be a thing anymore. Newsflash.
Dun, 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 dun.
So recently Maru has been on a roll.
Hashtag Eugene.
Yeah, hashtag play like Maru. First he wins the WSG versus Dark, then sometime
Then he
later
beats Dark
he
again.
wins GSL versus Stats. And let me tell you, I had so much fun watching that finals. That may have been not the best finals I've seen, but like it was always aggression. Like it was very action packed. I actually enjoyed it, even though if it was silly sometimes. But if you didn't watch it, you should probably catch up on that, because that was really interesting. And the funniest part is that with the IEM Pyeongchang, SOS like reached the top of the top player rankings in terms of prize money. Then soon after, like 2 weeks after or something, like Rogue jumped over him with the IEM Katowice win, and now after GSL, suddenly Maru is at the top, and
After
Gina
WSG
wins.
action. But yeah, GSL just gave him more. Yep. The top 3 are 1 Protoss, 1 Terran, 1 Zerg, and they're all of the same team.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. Wax Angel even tweeted earlier today a fun fact that Jinair's StarCraft 2 team, they've earned more money this year than Jinair's League of Legends team have since 2013.
Suck it!
It's just an interesting
it's an interesting
fact that Jinair they've been doing really well this year.
Hashtag Eugene.
But also that's interesting that like it's not like one star player, like they have like all those players who are doing well right now, like just at the same time.
It's looking really good for Jinair, and because of this, it's pretty likely that they're going to stick around for next year. Like if their players continue to do well, then I don't see Jinair going anywhere. So they might continue to be like
Jinair is the last,
the lone Korean team.
Jinair is the last Korean team, like the classic Korean team with a team house and everything. And as far as we know, it's a thing, because what was it? The daughter of the CEO really likes StarCraft or something like that.
Gonna stay around until.
So like, my point is that like it's not like company thing, but it's also sort of a passion project. So like, there's a good chance that they're gonna stay for a while.
Well,
especially with the results.
Because of this, it's kind of both, right? It's good that it's not just a passion project they're profiting from it, which means
that's why I say that like, especially with those results, they might stay for a while, because like if they didn't, like, maybe at some point they would give up on the idea, but like their players are really doing well, so they might as well.
As long as CEO's daughter is still around, Jina is gonna support StarCraft until they go bankrupt.
Where's the Jina SSL?
I know, right? I miss it. I
also miss Team Salmon. I'm a big fan of Team Salmon. Where are they?
I mean,
recently Valdez casted, but like
the finals.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Moonglade is back casting ANZ Pro League. Valdez recently came back to cast GSL.
It's not Team Salmon.
Yeah, but the dream is still there.
Yeah,
they could one day reunite.
I hope SSL comes back in some form, just so I can see Team Salmon again. They're fun. Newsflash.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I think we mentioned already before is Nation Wars, which is going on right now. And right now the group stage is going on. The 2 of the groups already finished, and another 2 groups will be played this week. So you should look forward to that. And as we said, like the
I
biggest
watch the bots as well.
yes, as I said, probably the one of the bigger storylines is Raynor just wrecking everybody. The how old is he? 15-year-old? I don't remember now.
15, I think. Yeah.
15, 16. I don't
No, 16 this year.
I think he's 16 or something. I remember that like he's about to be eligible for WCS.
He's growing up. He's growing up.
He's growing up, but like also he's like really
Genial.
cute. Like he wasn't that cute before. I don't know what happened to him. He grew up to be cuter.
Cutie.
But like everybody, like every time Italy is playing, like Twitter and everything everywhere like is just full of gifs of Raynor just giggling in like the camera. Like he's amazing. But yeah, he's being on the roll.
It's
And
kind of become a meme.
yeah. And not just him, another thing that has been like brought up a lot is the special all kill versus Korea, which was also kind of
Oh man,
surprising.
those were. That's like the one. I didn't watch much Nation Wars, but I watched Korea play. Special kind of went out of this world this run, especially. Look,
Especially.
Hey.
this game versus Sue. This game versus Sue was the one time you see Terran go into the late game versus Zerg and win. Alright, not the one time, but it's pretty rare. And
Anything else?
Yeah, yes.
and he played against Innovation again, and that was insane scrappy. I like how we said we weren't gonna go into them, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, the newsflash is getting kind of long.
Alright, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up.
Newsflash. This is
Dun,
the
dun, dun,
last
dun, dun,
one,
dun.
really. There have been qualifiers for the for. I'm gonna
JSL?
misspeak it for a while
not
now.
G.
For the GSL Super Tournament
Take
and
two.
the GSL Season 2 itself as well. And yeah, we got true qualify for both of those, which is a little bit unusual, a little bit. But
Wow.
also for the GSL, we got quite a few foreigners qualify. We got Zanster, we got Sortov, we got Scarlet, Laser. Like that's quite a strong team of the foreign players.
And the same guys who qualified last season, right?
Not-
Zanster didn't qualify last season, did he?
No, Grit didn't qualify.
Also,
this
a
season, no.
laser didn't either because he's been
Right.
Laser?
in Korea
Oh, yeah.
recently.
Mhm.
But yeah, like that's quite a good result for the foreigners as well. But yeah, you can check out the results because the qualifiers have concluded. And also there has been an issue about true qualifying for the GSL and still wanting to play WCS. And it has been resolved the way that True will play in GSL, and that means he can't play in the ladder qualifier for WCS. He can still play in open bracket of Austin, which I assume they mean the open bracket like the offline open bracket. If he
Yep.
if he leaves, if he like moves, if he travels to America like at least 30 days before the event. I think that's what it said exactly, right? 30 days. So basically, if his GSL run will go really well, he probably will just stay and play GSL, and like if he like loses early, he probably will go to America and still play in WCS Austin. He just can't play in the online qualifiers that are going on like soon. There was a bit of an issue because he had to forfeit one of the spots, but like eventually Blizzard actually like communicated with Penguin and like they were sorting out the issue, and like that's what they decided, that the True will play in GSL, but if he like makes it to the Austin Open bracket, he can still qualify for it. And yeah, and that also means that because True is choosing GSL over WCS, that means that there will be one more spot for the NA ladder players. Because otherwise,
So you're gonna
True
get it
wouldn't
right,
qualify.
like?
Yeah, newsflash.
Briefly mentioning the GSL Season 2 qualifiers. You know, you mentioned the foreigners who qualified. There was an upset. Looking through these qualifiers, probably the biggest upset is that Hero didn't qualify.
Yeah. He didn't. I didn't want to mention that because I'm a big Hero fan and everybody knows that, but
Yeah. And this bracket must have been really hard for you because both Hero and Creator were in this bracket and they were both knocked out by Emotion of all people, who is really surprising to me because Emotion, if you don't know, he used to be more regular Korean pro, but he kind of disappeared for like the past
year.
But he never really did much individual league stuff.
Well,
not looking at the same bracket, are we?
Day 2, Group 3, sort of an Emotion advance.
Group 3, sort of an Emotion advance.
Okay.
Scroll down.
Fun.
But yeah, that's really surprising because you know, he used to play a lot. He was an Olima League champion. He was even on the poster. He was like the Protoss player in the Olima League. But yeah, for the past year, he didn't play in anything. There were reasons for that when it comes to the online stuff, but yeah, I honestly thought we saw the last of Emotion, but he came back this season. Yeah. But he came back, and it looks like he came back pretty strong. You know, he beat Juanito Special, who, you know, we just talked about him all killing Team Korea, but you know, Emotion beat him 2-0. And then Emotion beat Hero, who's, you know, one of the best Protoss players in the world. Most would say that pretty like confidently, like maybe not the best, but one of the best. And Emotion knocked him out as well. So that's twice. He beat him twice. So yeah, it's surprising, and it's maybe someone that we should place close attention to in GSL. I don't know. It's just surprising to me how well Emotion has been doing.
Yeah, I did not expect that.
Other than that, like that's probably the biggest upset. Hero getting knocked out. All the other ones, you know, the brackets kind of went as you would expect. Except maybe the other big one would be a laser knocking out Hurricane. And like I don't know, I'm
Team
kind of a big
fan.
Yeah. Like I like Hurricane, and you know he's also part of the
Hurricane seems
what are they
nice.
called? House Unity? Is that what they're calling?
Yeah, I think that's what they called it last time.
Yeah.
I think House on Fire was much a better name.
Yep. Rip House on Fire. Rip. But yeah, it's kind of sad seeing Hurricane get knocked out. He made it kind of deep last season. But yeah, not much else to say about the qualifiers.
I can say that Parting and MMA played, but didn't advance. So
yeah, that's kind of expected, though. Like,
yeah.
That's what kind of made MMA's run in Nation Wars like exciting. Was that no one expected much from him, but you know he's able to perform well against the other nations. So that's cool to see. Since we won't be seeing him in GSL, we'll be looking forward to see him in Nation Wars.
And anything about the qualifiers, Milk?
The qualifiers?
Milk.
What about
Milk.
Milk, are
Anything
you
you want to
alive?
say about the qualifiers?
I'm waiting.
okay?
I'm
Milk
waiting for
Dad.
Mick to start snoring.
Milk, stay
I was
with us.
awake. I'm awake.
Look,
I've been awake the whole time.
Sure.
I mean, there's nothing to say. People who qualified during
People
Is-
qualified. People who didn't qualify,
Yeah.
didn't qualify.
like, to be honest, all the foreigners are gonna get knocked out in round 1 except for Scarlet. That's it.
But is Scarlet gonna get knocked out?
I'm actually
But Scarlet
curious
gonna win.
what a laser can do. Because he used to be good, but I don't know if he is right now.
He might take a map, maybe.
Hmm?
Maybe.
Wow, so much faith.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that Juanito got knocked out.
I'm not.
I like watching him play, but and Haas didn't make it through.
I mean, he plays like TY, so
That's true. I could always just watch TY instead.
Exactly. Hashtag play like Maru.
that's what you gotta do to win.
But yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
Oh.
all. That's all we have to talk about today.
It is.
It's really
What
late
else you
for
want to
milk.
talk about?
It's like
No,
5
It
a.m.
was Passover that
4
happened.
a.m.
4 a.m.
Yeah, you're
That's
fine.
nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah,
you
you
can't
wanna
sit
know-
for longer than this.
Do you wanna know today's time of recording?
2 hours ago.
1 hour 40 minutes.
We started like 2-ish hours ago.
Right? Your bets?
When did we start? We
I
started.
don't know
at-
when you started recording, but
No,
we
no, no.
started
You
like
can't look at the clock. You have to just like guess.
Oh,
2.5
I looked at the clock
hours.
already.
Yeah, I looked at the clock.
2 hours 15.
Less than 3.
2 hours
50?
50?
15.
50?
Oh, 15.
Oh,
okay.
that's, you know.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
It's
that's
less than last
reasonable.
week.
It
It's
is.
more.
Is that
Jesus.
whatever? I'm going to bed.
Oh, well. Wait, we gotta plug shit. We gotta plug
Yeah, wait,
shit.
Milk. Where can people find you? Where can they find you?
can
Milk?
find me on twitch.tv/16 squad sanseki. You can at twitter.com/16 squad san s.
Some S.
can-
San S?
I don't even to join the Discord. It's in the panels below.
Yeah, join the
There will be
Discord, follow us on
annotation.
Twitter, and yeah, and all of our social media will be linked as well.
Great.
Want to plug anything in particular?
Now you can go to bed, Milk.
Follow me at Emperor Yakuzaku. Just be careful when you look me up on Twitter because I misspelled Emperor. So don't spell it properly. Okay, it's a tricky one, that one. All right. Obviously, I intentionally misspelled it because someone else took Emperor Yakuzaku. That bastard. But yeah, follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, where I keep saying I'm going to stream, but I don't. But I will one day.
Nice.
But then you do, and you put a happy face on stream and be like, yeah, technical difficulties.
Yeah. Look forward to that.
You
follow
should
me
just do
to
a stream where it's nothing but that face and no audio at all, and it's just that.
I will. I've done that. Because I've been muted for a solid 20 minutes. Not even known. I'm not a very good streamer. But you should follow me anyway because it's entertaining.
I don't know about that, but
I find it entertaining. That's what matters.
Amazing.
You can find me over at the Twitters at twitter.com/shitmilkusays, which is a collection of quotes that I actually discontinued from my stream. My stream, of course, being twitch.tv/milkandcookies.
That
so
Twitter
for that,
handle is like dead.
you
No
get-
one even uses it anymore.
Yaku will find a way. I mean,
Yep.
yeah. He'll
I should
find
just
a
get Petty Jenkins to hack it.
People won't get that inside joke.
It won't.
Where can
Yeah.
they find you on Twitch? On Twitch,
Yeah.
Yaku?
Twitch. I already said it, goddammit. Twitch.tv/milk and cookies, where you can sub and get a nice milk emote. And soon there'll be a cookie emote. TM.
There's already a cookie emote.
There's a cookie emote. Soon there will be another emote. TM.
Sub now
I
for
have-
your cookie.
I have 3 emotes. What the fuck are you talking about?
Soon there will be a fourth emote. TM.
There is going to be a 4th emote. It's already made. I'm just waiting for my artist to give it to me.
Wow. Yeah, and
Wow, how do you
Why are
know so
you
much
waiting
about
for my emotes? Kuro, Twitch and
Where
Twitter.
can we find you?
you can find me at light_VIP on Twitter as well as Twitch. On Twitch, I do literally nothing except being a moderator for fun stuff, and on Twitter, I retweet stuff that other people tweet, and sometimes tweet once in a blue moon.
Hey. You also sometimes stream sometimes every couple of
How many
months.
sometimes are you going to put in this
Like
sometimes?
a couple of months.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
When
then
the
I
Australian
see, and
internet,
then
works
suddenly the internet cuts off
Yep.
because Australia.
Australian.
Australia.
What can you do?
Ah man,
Something.
we gotta get Kuro out of Australia.
Oh dear. I
I'm
wonder,
going to
I
That
wonder,
was
I wonder, like in like episode 20, like how messed up our outros will be, because it just keeps getting worse.
that's the
We're so
podcast
full of
fix. That's the
That's
podcast.
You knew what you were getting into. Good night. Especially you, Mel.